Stephen Ross, the owner of the Miami Dolphins, is just a complete boob. So the Dolphins were trying to not only bring Tom Brady into the fold after the 2019 season. You know, Brian Flores, he gets on a boat and he's like, wait a second, we're going to tamper? I don't tamper. I don't tank. And he refused to show up for the meeting. Well, they were actually in the process before I guess they moved to Brian Flores of trying to get Sean Payton as head coach of the Miami Dolphins and Tom Brady all in one off season, which would have really broken the NFL. I mean, that would have been kind of akin to Kevin Durant joining the Golden State Warriors on the 4th of July, where everyone was like, what? I mean, imagine if you're able to pull those two things off. And Peyton was apparently pretty close to leaving the Saints back in that year because he almost went to the Cowboys. I think there would have been some sort of trade. The problem was that the Anthony Davis forcing his way out of town thing happened, and since the Saints own both the Pelicans and the Saints, they didn't want to make that happen. Yeah, they didn't want to. They're like, we can't look like we're totally trying to just get rid of anything that we have of value, but that's something else. And I mean, if the Dolphins were not able to pull this off, and along the way, you can now point at them and accuse them of tampering very easily, in addition to a lawsuit that they are facing from Brian Flores. Stephen Ross is just not good at what he does and never has been.
He's not, and it's one of those things to where when you look at what might actually eventually get him outed as an NFL owner or ousted as an NFL owner, it would be the tanking. I mean, it wouldn't be, and this is sad to say. You're
racist, that's fine.
It wouldn't be the racism. And it definitely, it wouldn't be the racism. It wouldn't be anything else.
Or the tampering. It would be like happen. You tanked. Yeah.
It would be like you sacrifice the integrity of the game. Mm-hmm. And if that happens, he can be ousted as an owner. And furthermore, Paul, I think that some of the influential owners, like Jerry Jones, who's friends with Roger Goodell, or, or the Mara family or whatever. Like, I mean, I think some of the more influential ones would say he's got to go.
I really want, Vanessa, for this to be introduced to the NFL. I don't think the owners would ever agree to it, but don't even act like this wouldn't be incredible television, where you have all 32 owners in a room, and you can turn this into a bit of a reality TV show. I don't know how many episodes you make, but there's a slow month in the NFL season. Hard Knocks isn't a good TV show anymore. So how about in June or July, we get all the owners of NFL teams all in the same room, and essentially it turns into like hey, someone's going to get clipped. One owner every single year is going to be sacrificed to the gods. Every single year, one owner is ousted by the rest. So you could see some sort of like alliance take place where a good owner gets all of a sudden like, click, you're gone, you're clipped. Or the worst owners in football will get taken out. And right now, Stephen Ross, with the headlines that he has made this offseason, has somehow leapfrogged several owners across the league, including Cal McNair. And I got to give him a lot of credit.
Which is incredible.
I mean, wow, that's really just impressive, Stephen Ross. This offseason, you have just been a clown show. But I would love that. I think that it would be television gold, and that the owners would actually make enough money from watching that TV show for a couple of weeks to maybe offset the fact that one guy is going to get all of his money for the team that will be forced to be sold from underneath his feet. But I like it. And it would introduce fresh blood into ownership every single year, too. So you'd actually have new ideas coming in instead of this good old boys club of guys who are offended by the idea of taunting. Losers.
So if there is a reality show, who do you think would be some of the ones that would be ousted? I actually think that Cal McNair would be safe for a long time because he's non-threatening. And that's the main thing.
Oh, yeah, you like to keep a guy around who's not threatening.
Yes, they would keep Cal McNair around.
Yeah, definitely. Did you watch the first season of Survivor?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I remember at the end, there was Richard, and there was that lady, and then there was the old guy. And if I'm not mistaken, the lady had the chance to knock somebody out in the second to last round, and she chose the old guy instead of Richard, the conniving bastard. And Richard won. And I mean, yeah, you're right. Sometimes you like to keep somebody around. But I think that flushing an owner down the toilet every single year would honestly be good. It would never happen. This is something that seems a lot more like French Revolution than it seems like something that could take place in America where someone's getting walked to the chopping block or something like that. But there's no way to hold owners accountable. So why not make it into a circus that actually can be watched by thousands and millions of people across the country?